Hey guys, my name is Pui and welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about break the loop. What is break the loop? You guys are probably wondering what is she talking about. So just a little bit of background about me. So I train as a kinesiologist and I have been living with scoliosis since the age of 11. So with break the loop is a technique that we tap into your belief system. So let's just rewind to understand what the nervous system is about and where the belief system are coming from. Let's just put up here nervous system. So there's a big hype about the nervous system on social media. So everyone's talking about, I have a dysregulated nervous system. It's like, okay, what do you mean by that? So when you have like some kind of issues like pain, insomnia, anxiety, ADHD, or like you can't seem to, you have a blockage somewhere in your life, that usually comes from the nervous system. Everyone has a nervous system. So if we're saying you don't have any emotions, then I don't know how you are still here, because that goes to the nervous system. In the nervous system, we have 5 senses. So first sense, it's not first, but one of the biggest senses we get is vision. And then we've got taste, smell, touch. When you get a dysregulated nervous system, one of these is out of whack. So there's obviously some kind of trauma or some kind of stress that is making one of these senses dysregulated. How does that work? Let's take vision as an example. When we see, let's just change my pen here. This is a red pen. You have input. Your eyes sees this. Once it sees this, whoop, it goes to the brain and it computes. So that's your brain computes, and then it gives out a output. Your brain sees this, and this is going to go into the brain. So on the side, your eye sees this, goes to the brain, computes, and it gives an output and says, okay, this is a red pen. So I know this is a red pen. Now, when there's a dysregulation to the vision, let's say someone who's losing the eyesight, or the eyesight has become worse, so he had to wear more glasses, like thicker glasses, more glasses. What happens there is that it could be something underneath that. So let's say you saw something you do not like. You don't like the color red. You don't like the color red, that's your conscious mind. And then from your conscious mind, it computes and it just says, I don't like it. That's your output. I don't like red. So that's not just the object, it's created a belief that you don't like it. I'll come back to this. It's the same with taste. Taste is an easy one. The food goes in, that's the input. The brain computes and it creates an output that I like this or I don't like this. Same with smell. Input is the smell of whatever the thing is, and then the brain computes and then it comes in output that smells like this. Okay, so these are all conscious, this is all external. The nervous system helps you survive. It helps you with the fight flight. So it knows when there is a threat towards the body. So we know what threats are. Threats could be, let's put that up there. Threats could be pain. discomfort. These are conscious, but threat could come out as anxiety. So guys, if you resonate, please comment below. It could come out as depression. It could come out as avoidance. So it can come out in different types of things. So this is your nervous system telling you there's a fight flight, there's a survival, and I need to protect myself. These are all, let me write this in red, conscious. Consciously we know we have all these things. But what people are not doing, they're not looking at the subconscious. I'll talk about the difference between conscious and subconscious. All these trends, for example, I don't want to put anyone in the spotlight, but you know, I think it's very important that people understand that you cannot hide your symptom. You cannot shove it underneath the carpet, put a couple more rugs, a couple more blankets over it, and make it go away. It doesn't work like that. The body does not work like that. And let's just take pain as an example. So up here we got conscious mind. Conscious mind. This is your external. Okay. So external is your body. Yeah, pain. Pain. Pain is a external. It's conscious. And why is that? Because we don't view pain anything else but pain. So we have the power to charge pain. We have the power to manifest pain. We have the manifestation to give us up anxiety. We energetically charge these up. So when someone has pain, let's just take back pain. So I'm going to put back pain. What's the first thing we do when we have back pain? We either go to chiro, physio, and I mean these two will do dry needling. You might exercise. Let's go ice bath. New trend is reformers. Okay, there's nothing wrong with any of these. They're beautiful therapy. It's just that what happens, remember what I said about the body perceiving everything as a threat? So you've got a threat here. Your back pain is actually showing that I've got a threat to the body. So what you're doing here, you're actually adding more threats to the body. Even though it's a temporary relief, it will always come back. So what is the missing link here? I will get to you in that in a second. I just want to finish off the conscious mind. So regardless what you do, or this nervous system dysregulation, it would take you years to get rid of this back pain. And the reason, because it keeps coming back, because you didn't look at the subconscious mind. So let me tell you a story about my sciatic pain. So sciatic pain is like where there's a crushing nerve between your vertebrae of your spine, and a pain radiates down your glutes towards your feet. And I had both, where it was pain and numbness. So I was told that I was too young, this is in my early 30s, to have sciatic nerve pain. And I went to see a chiro, and obviously a chiro, we know it cracks bones, and this chiro did dry needling on me. And because this chiro didn't believe that I had sciatic nerve pain, my nervous system perceived him as a threat because he wasn't experiencing my pain. So when he did the dry needling on me, the pain actually got worse and I became really inflamed. And then from this dry needling, so I had this sciatic nerve pain from this moment for 5 years. And the pain would come on and off, on and off. So it was always like a temporary release. No matter what I did at any of this, it would always come back. So this leads to me with the subconscious mind. So again, if anyone has been in this loop of pain, please comment below. So if there's any back pain, sciatic pain, shoulder pain, any type of pain, because we're going to go into what is causing this pain. So humans like to understand what is happening to their bodies. So I've worked with a lot of clients who have been in pain for many years, and they've done exactly the same things, and they've come to see me once or twice and the pain have literally just left like that. And that's because we worked on the subconscious mind. So this is internal. So it's something that you cannot see. Remember what I said about we have belief system? So we have belief systems that have many stories around it. And those belief systems, most times, loop in a circle. So the mind likes to catch on to a belief and actually believe that is happening right now. So subconscious mind, internal. I don't know if you guys have seen that iceberg where, I'll just draw it for you. So it looks like this. That's your iceberg, and then underneath there's like, this is the water. And so here you got your pain, discomfort. Let's just also put anxiety. Again, comment if you have or resonate to any of this. And underneath you have beliefs. And we can also do this one, habits. I guess some people have addiction as well. Beliefs, because there's many beliefs. And yeah, it's mostly subconscious. And this one's conscious, obviously. So we tend to look up here. We look up here, we've got pain, and then we go and see external, breath work, meditation, and all you're doing is actually covering up the pain or the anxiety, and then it's a temporary release because you're not looking at the true core root cause of why, which is the subconscious mind, and that could be limiting beliefs, self-limited beliefs about yourself. When I started this work on myself, I was suffering for 5 years with the sciatic pain, and I'm also a yoga teacher, and I couldn't get to the pigeon on my left side, and it was really irritating because one side will be super flat and the other side will be up. Yeah, it was just so painful. So I started to release the subconscious mind, and basically what happened was that I was able to get my leg down, and that was within 10 minutes. 10 minutes of just working with the subconscious mind. However, the pain was still there, but that's because my nervous system has been so used to being in pain that it needed an extra thing, which was sleep. So I don't know if you guys heard about rest and digest. So I slept. Next day I went to teach yoga, and basically I got into the pigeon and I thought, oh my God, what just happened? My leg was fine. I was like, dude, this is amazing. Like, I didn't do anything. I was stretching for years, but the pain was always coming back. And yeah, again, I saw so many like physiotherapists and like chiro, and nothing seemed to be shifting the sciatic nerve. So I don't have it anymore. So that's amazing. That's been, 2 years now? Okay, so this is my human. So this is you. This is an output. So energetically, when you have pain, let's take your shoulder. This is your shoulder pain. It starts off small, it's shoulder pain. Then what happens? It grows. And then it grows. And then more. So the more trauma or stress you have, it starts growing. And the more you try to ignore it, it starts growing. That's your pain right now. And the more you stress by overworking the muscle, this is your pain. These are all, I mean it's not all, but like this is what happened. So this is all your pain here. Then you go to a, let's say, dry needling. They take the pain away. I'm going to use a piece of tissue for this. So they take the pain away, and that's the percentage what they take away. They take this away, and then again, that's temporary release, and it keeps growing, and this is on your conscious level. So it goes to the point where there might be a frozen shoulder, or restrictions to the arm, can't move, or migraines, because this is all connected, or even numbness to the arm. And what I'm talking about is this subconscious mind. So this is the missing link. When you have pain, you need to look at mostly your emotions. And underneath those emotions, you have beliefs. You have beliefs that could be the root cause of this. Because this is the frozen shoulder, this is the lack of movement, this is the mechanics, this is the conscious. Let's lay it here, that's your conscious. So why is the beliefs more than the conscious? Because this is the symptom. This is what your body is telling you. It's producing a belief, it's producing a symptom, it's doing a symptom to say, hey, look at me. And this person's like, no, I don't want to look at you. I'm gonna just shove you underneath the carpet or underneath the bed. I don't want to look at you. Why is the beliefs the root cause? So in TCM, we look at the body psychology, and shoulders usually represent value, worth, grief, or letting go, because it is related to the lung and the large intestines. So if large intestines, you're not able to let go, so your colon becomes big, and you probably are constipated. But if this shoulder here is also lacking movement, then your breath is going to be shallow, so because the muscle is going to be super tight. Again, if you resonate with this, please comment below. In TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, we also look at not just the body side, but also the emotions around it. So I said about letting go, value and worth, and this is the emotion, this is the top layer. But what is underneath that? Everyone's different. If there's no self-value, okay? Self-value could be too much pressure. So this is the, let's just put this as the beliefs. One, two. Pressure from others. Then pressure from others means carrying too much. Too much on shoulders. And then it can go on, so on. Everyone's very personal. So once we hit the root cause, what the body does, it clears the belief system that is in the body. So this pain starts to release. It starts to disappear. I'm not saying that it's just going to be like a one end like session, but it tends to. Like a lot of my clients have had pain for many years, and they are shocked when we clear their subconscious mind, their belief system. Now, again, if you guys have like shoulder pain, please comment below. I'd like to know your thoughts on this. So, let's just take this away. Let's talk about beliefs. Because beliefs are part of Break the Loop. So we got our belief system, beliefs. Again, let's take pain. It doesn't have to be pain. It could be anything. It could be anxiety. But because we talked about pain in this video, let's just stay with pain. This is your beliefs, pain. Now this belief, pain, majority of us, we only look at the conscious. We don't look at the subconscious. So this pain is going to be like this. Pain, 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 pain. And it's not just pain. It's going to throw out, let's say, insomnia. Insomnia. That's how you spell it. And then from insomnia, it's going to be, it could be pain as well, but it could also be not eating. And then it's going to go round again from not eating to can't move, then restricted, then it goes back to insomnia, because this is all your beliefs. Actually, the pain should be on the outside, but these are just like the symptoms that are around pain. But these are all, like I said, conscious. So no one looks at the actual beliefs itself. As I said, if you have a pain, your thoughts will be spiraling round. So let's just take can't move with pain. This is probably a lot of us can resonate to that. Again, comment below if you resonate to that. If can't move because you have pain. Let's just put that there. The belief is pain. Why can't you move? Can't move. can't move because I have pain. And if you can't move, that means you're weak. If you're weak, then you are not strong. Not strong, then you look pathetic. And so on. So this is how your subconscious mind starts to loop around in circles. The belief is that I have pain. And it is there. The consciousness is the pain, that's the symptom. But underneath that conscious mind is that I can't move. And if I can't move, then I feel weak. And if I'm weak, then I'm not strong. If I'm not strong, then I'm pathetic. And then if I'm pathetic, then I'm a loser. So you can see how your mind, subconscious mind, starts to loop. But the belief, it is your, sorry, I'm going to write this D again, identity. This is your identity. I am pain. So the mind and body works together. So if your mind is saying that I have pain, then you are going to become pain. If your body is, most of us, majority of us have pain, which is a minor, and it could be from like a old injury, and what the body is, the nervous system is perceiving as a threat. So it's sending to the subconscious mind, I have pain. So the belief is that it creates an identity of you. This is you. Identity. And when you have that identity, it creates it's not woo-woo, it's ego. Ego, I am pain. And I am not going to move. And I am a loser. These are all your belief system. So you kind of self-sabotage yourself and you actually manifest it yourself. And it applies to anything in life, not just pain. Anyone who's a procrastinator, I used to be a very, very big procrastinator. Comment below if you resonate with that. I'll do another video about that one. But ego is saying that I am this. And that is your subconscious. So what break the loop does, you have beliefs. And beliefs are just thoughts. Thoughts that your subconscious mind has created. And these thoughts will just loop in the background, just like a computer software, where it's just like running the program in the background. So this is why people have like habits, and this is why people have, why they self-sabotage themselves for, getting rich or having a loving relationship or health. They start to have all these beliefs, and these beliefs create fear. And fear is a belief stemming from another thing. So break the loop is this: beliefs, and sometimes your mind will just go back and forth, because your thoughts likes to create a story. It likes to create a illusion that is not even real, because what is real is right now. So it will either go into the past or into the future. It will not stay here. But if you can, if you are aware, you are able to break this loop. So let's go back to the belief is pain. So remember what I said, if you're aware of the pain, where it's coming from. Let's take pain that we had an old injury. So old injury. Old injury. Sorry, this is wonky. Let me just... Okay, so I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Used to be much worse of being perfect. So that's pain. You can read my writing. Old injury. So when you have an injury, the first instant moment is that I can't move, which is true. You need to rest yourself. But it's when the injury takes over your life, and that becomes a belief. And this belief will loop round in circle. Now, when you become aware of why you can't move, especially if it's an old injury, you can't do certain things, that belief, and you become, let's just put here, awareness. You tap into your subconscious mind, your beliefs. Yeah, like I said before, can't move, loser, restricted, whatever, procrastination, not good enough, that's another one. So when you become aware of why, it's always rooted back to this old injury. So what happens here is that when your subconscious mind, when you become aware of your subconscious mind, that you can change, you can manifest that I am strong, I am good enough, I don't have pain. So it's changing your mind set. When you change this mindset and you understand these belief system, so this pain could be a program that's been running in your life. So let's say you had pain, and then several years later you got the same pain, and then several years later you got pain. But that's because you didn't look at the root cause, which is the subconscious and the belief system around the root cause. So this is to change your mindset. And I'm not just saying like, okay, I'm just gonna do affirmations, because they don't work. Like, they don't work because you haven't looked at the root cause. So a lot of people who come to me, they just like, okay, I just want you to make my pain go away. I'm like, I'm not a magician. And you know, you can't just shove it underneath the carpet and just make it go like that. It doesn't work like that. You have manifested your pain, so you need to get yourself out of the pain. So you need to manifest your changing your mindset. And it's same, not just with pain, it's also with other stuff, like I said, relationships, wealth, addictions. It's because you have these things that you rely on. Your thoughts, your illusions, your stories, they like to latch on to a story. So once it's changed the mindset, that's where your manifestation comes in. Why? This is a big word here, because manifestation doesn't come until you become aware of why you can't do the things that you can't do. Otherwise you would be here already. For example, a baby isn't just born and they just start walking. It's not possible, because they need to train the nervous system up to say that they are safe to walk, and they need to train the muscles. So again, mind and body are well connected, and this is break the loop. So guys, if there's anything that you resonate today, please comment below, or if there's anything that you are looping in thoughts, please again comment or like this video, and I hope to see you again. Bye guys.